Hey, I'm Michael Bukowski. I'm the operations director here at Reunion Marketing. My role is in the implementation of new productized services and the management of the development team.
And Mike, let's dive deeper into what you'll do at Reunion Marketing.
Yeah, so Reunion Marketing offers a suite of digital marketing services from SEO to PPC to social media. However, we pride ourselves on our unrivaled customer service and our attention to detail. Along with that, we emphasize testing, and testing is really what has enabled us to create the product KeyLift that we're going to talk about today.
KeyLift. Okay, so you just released this SEO reporting technology, KeyLift dashboards. It's something that we're quite excited about. We've been so honored to be part of that. And can you tell us a bit about that and what it does?
Yeah, so over the years from working in digital marketing, we'd experienced a lot of issues with accessibility to information as well as visualization of information. When I say visualization, I don't necessarily mean just putting some charts on a screen and showing off some data, but we believe in actionable decisions that come from data. And so within the KeyLift strategy, what we were able to do was that we were able to present a customer's keyword performance, the history of their search visibility, so we could have a more engaging conversation with them about the performance of their SEO strategy. And so KeyLift, really to sum it up, is our keyword strategy that allows us to display the customer's performance alongside competitors and then be able to show what particular content needs to be built very effectively and very efficiently.
You're really giving them, your customers, the blueprint of where to focus their energy and what will help them drive and provide growth in business. This is like awesome ROI. I think this is part of what every organization really wants. They want to figure out, okay, we know what we want to achieve and we have a certain investment to put in. How do we know where to put it, where it will make the most difference? And it sounds like this is a key element of what you're providing here.
Yes, absolutely. So within our strategy, I think something that we had seen within a lot of our customers was they were tending to make decisions that weren't always data driven, right? And so within this strategy, everything is data driven. It's effectively data driven or feedback driven. And then within the feedback, we leverage the data to inform whether that feedback is actually going to work or not. And so what we've provided with our customers is the ability to be as efficient, as effective as possible, which, as we both know, without only so much time in the day and only so much money, you don't want to be throwing your money into something that's not going to produce results that are tangible, right? And so what we've created is the ability to make that tangible nature, I guess you could say, of your SEO strategy.
Mike, you really take customization to the next level. And what we're trying to figure out, why is customization so important?
So from our perspective, customization is important as, the same shoe size does not fit everyone, right? And so we want to ensure that our customers are getting an experience that enables them to feel the value that we know that we're creating for them. And so from our end, customization is valuable because it allows us to put our customers first. And really what has enabled that degree of customization has been our X-Team team members. They've done a fantastic job in enabling us to develop products and productize our services to enable that degree of customization that our customers inevitably value.
And we're delighted to play a part of that. We really believe that having a team of dedicated people who are aligned with company vision, it's really the secret of success for any company. It's the attributes that allow something to go from a vision to reality. What do you see as the greatest attributes in building a team of engineers to execute against Reunion's vision?
I would say probably the greatest thing that we've seen thus far, really from the X-Team team members, has been it's a degree of passion and engagement with our company. For someone such as myself, it was a big leap going from having team members that were stateside to now having team members all over the world. But they came in with a desire to do a great job, a passion for executing their engineering. But I think their overall interest in the company and growing the company was something I wasn't necessarily expecting, but was immediately met with all of the engineers who have joined our team from X-Team. So I would say what's made a great engineering team has really not only been the great development abilities and engineering abilities, but also the engagement and those soft skills and desire to make what you're working for better. And that's something that we've seen day in and day out from the X-Team team members.
I love that. I love the fact that they're coming to their work with passion. Like we want our ex-teamers to always feel proud to be ex-team, to, wear that badge with honor, but then to understand what is the customer trying to achieve. Like, the customer is our partner, and then really try to align to that, like try to align to their success and to what they're trying to achieve. And I think it's so wonderful when that works well and when X-Team's able to really feel part of that together with you.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. I mean, it's something that we've experienced every day. It was. I wouldn't say, I want to say the word surprising, but it was surprising to me maybe how fast they were engaged, right? How much they wanted to be incorporated within the organization. Each month we have a meeting called the State of Reunion. Within the State of Reunion, it gives the entire company the opportunity to engage with one another and understand what's ahead. These team members wanted to be involved in that immediately. They wanted to know what was going on. And that was something that I was very delighted to invite them to and be a part of. And we really were able to have a lot of fruitful conversations from what was going on around us, and a lot of idea generation that I didn't necessarily immediately expect. And it wasn't the idea generation that sometimes happens where you create too many priorities. They were individuals who just wanted to be engaged in what was going on around them. And that was just fantastic for me.
The other element that I really appreciate is something you were saying there, that you were used to using stateside developers, and this was really an introduction into using remote development. This really is a bit of the secret of X-Team success. We work with a lot of organizations that are trying a remote developer the first time. They've perhaps got some trepidation about it, but we go, okay, we're not going to lock you in, we're not going to try to bring a whole army in. Just try one X-Team developer and see what it's like. And the secret to success is that they like it, they appreciate it, they see that this is surprisingly quite easy and it blends well. And they go, all right, well, let's keep this going. All right, well, let's add some more people. Is that been your experience?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a developer myself, we emphasize that iterative workflow. And so I was very, excited, to have the opportunity to engage with new developers across the world, but it was also very scary. And so when we approached this, we brought in one at a time. And what I found was, we brought in one and it was great. We brought in two and it was even better. We brought in three and then so forth from there, and it just compounded almost, right? Where it was like, okay, taking that dive into that next person who we have team members who are all across the world, right? And so they're everywhere. There wasn't, by the way, where we are now, my degree of confidence in our next hire, I don't even need to know where they're from. As long as they're from X team, I feel overly confident that they're going to be great and have all the skills that are necessary to support our needs.
Oh, I love that. I'd like to ask you about our X teamers, and specifically, what's some of the ways that X teamers have made a difference on the Keylift dashboard initiative?
One thing that became very obvious early on was you have team members at X team who leave no stone unturned. Going into any new project that is of a certain size, there's a lot of known unknowns and unknown unknowns. And so you end up getting a lot of things thrown at you that you have to figure out. These team members, they literally have no problem in figuring it out. We have faced many challenges throughout this process, and every single time they have met that issue with a fervor and a desire to accomplish it, which rivals my own. And so to have other team members who have that type of passion is absolutely fantastic. And so I would say that desire to do a great job, that desire to leave no stone unturned, is really what's enabled Keylift to be what it is today.
That's wonderful. And finally, what would you say has been the best part about working with X-Team in your experience?
Probably one of the best parts of it that I hoped for going into this was just that they were going to be an extremely solid team of engineers that were going to be highly communicative, highly engaging, and they have been so far. But I also think one of the other parts of that too, which is when you start to hire team members who are from different parts of the world, you understand different behaviors or different ways of doing things. And I think that's probably been also one of the exciting parts about working with different team members, is just how their learning process and what they go through, and how they can transfer some of that workflow over to your organization as well. And so I think definitely, that passion, that desire to do a great job, but also that the nuances and the differences with maybe how we traditionally do something, and then being able to enable us to understand how to do something better. That was something I didn't necessarily immediately know going into this that we were going to get, but it definitely happened and it's been fantastic.